A new generation of Attleboro High School students are being recognized for their excellence and outstanding achievements. Over 100 juniors and seniors were inducted into the National Honor Society last week during a ceremony held at Attleboro High School. The National Honor Society is an organization that honors students that have demonstrated excellence in academics as well as outside of the classroom. We spoke with Attleboro High School Principal Bill Runey about this year's induction.
I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected.
I'm Bill Runey, principal of Attleboro High School. Well, tonight at Attleboro High School, we had the induction of the National Honor Society. And we're very proud of the fact that we had the largest class of inductees in Attleboro High School history. We had 106 members of our junior and senior class inducted to the National Honor Society. For those of you not familiar with National Honor Society, National Honor Society is obviously a nationally known organization that fosters scholarship, but also scholarship with a perspective on giving back to your community. Candidates who may have a qualifying grade point average are not necessarily going to be granted the privileges of being in the National Honor Society because they have not shown that balance in their lives. Candidates have to demonstrate service to their community, they have to demonstrate service to the school, they have to have a good disciplinary record, and also they have to have the academic qualifications. The four pillars of the National Honor Society are service, character, leadership, and scholarship. And so 106 of Attleboro's finest who manifest those characteristics were inducted this evening. It's a prestigious award when you think about the fact that in our junior and senior class alone, we have nearly 800 students. And to be in essentially the top 100 out of those 800 is certainly a tremendous accomplishment. It shows how the cream rises to the top. It also is certainly something that is beneficial for them, especially the juniors as they start to navigate the college application process for next year. And for those seniors who are currently wrapping up their college application process, certainly gives them more credibility with the colleges that may have not yet made a decision on whether or not to accept.
We are going to announce the members selected to be your National Honor Society officers for next year. These students were voted into office by their fellow members. If your name is called, I ask that you please come up to the center of the stage.
Prior to the induction ceremony, the entire body, the future inductees, as well as the current members of the National Honor Society, get together and decide on the leadership for next year. So obviously, those officers have to be juniors. And the reason why we have the election this soon is that the service aspect of the National Honor Society is so vital. As I mentioned earlier, you have to have service to get into the National Honor Society, but once you're a member of Attleboro's chapter, it's expected that you participate in a tremendous amount of group service. And so there are projects that are done on a regular basis historically here at Attleboro, and so the leaders that were selected will start almost right away to put the rubber to the road, so to speak, as far as those community service projects.
I'm here, though, tonight to introduce the newest honorary member of the National Honor Society Attleboro chapter. And let me tell you, when I heard who the individual is going to be, I, believe it or not, got a little nervous because I know this person pretty well, and I have taught alongside this individual in different classrooms, however, for the past few years. And I promised myself I would say only nice things. Because that is what she deserves on this fine occasion.
Each year at Attleboro High School, we also have an honorary inductee into the National Honor Society. It's a very special aspect of the evening, and this year we had the 2012 inductee, Mr. Jim Clark, induct and introduce the 2013 inductee. Darby Sawyer is an Attleboro High School graduate. And she's a long-standing staff member here at Attleboro High School. She's also the wife of our assistant superintendent, Mr. Dave Sawyer, who has also spent the majority of his educational career in the Attleboro system. And I can tell you personally, as a parent of a student in Ms. Sawyer's class, Ms. Sawyer is one of the top educators, not only at Attleboro High School, but I would say in New England. She has a sense of humor, but she knows how to reach students. She can get inside their head. She knows what motivates them. She's also smart enough to realize when she needs to loosen up on the reins a little bit, knowing that they probably have 4 other classes that they're studying for, as well as their extracurricular activities and their jobs and things like that. So she's an extremely well-deserving recipient of the honorary induction. I'd like to thank Ms. Angela Larson, who is in her first year as moderator of the National Honor Society. She did a fabulous job. And also we had some very moving and inspiring words from our superintendent, Dr. Pia Durkin.